Picture this: a dog with the confidence of a Husky, the attitude of a Pomeranian, and the self-control of neither. That's the Pomsky. They look like a stuffed animal come to life. Until the howling, the fur explosions, and the jailbreaks start. Adorable? Absolutely. Easy? Not even close. So before you bring one home, here are 9 things no one tells you about owning a Pomsky. Number 1. A Pomsky is a Houdini in a fur coat. Ask any Pomsky owner about their backyard, and you'll see the same haunted look. This breed might be small, but it thinks like a Husky, always planning its next great escape. The Husky side brings the digging, climbing, and problem-solving instincts. The Pomeranian side adds a fearless streak and the perfect size for slipping through gaps you didn't know existed. It's a dangerous combination of clever and compact. They dig, pry, and test every weak spot in your yard like it's a science project. Once they spot a squirrel or an open gate, that's all the motivation they need to vanish. In fact, one owner said, "We spent $5,000 on a fence, and he spent 15 minutes figuring out the weak point. But he doesn't run away. He's just conducting advanced perimeter security testing." Owning a Pomsky means you'll need to think like a warden. Bury wire under the fence, lock your gates, and keep a GPS collar charged. You'll learn 2 things fast: how to reinforce a fence and how humbling it is to be outwitted by a 20-pound dog. Number 2. You're not just dealing with shedding, but blows. Most dogs shed. Pomskys detonate. That plush, double-layered coat might look soft and innocent, but twice a year it stages a full-scale evacuation. This isn't regular shedding. It's a coat blow, where the entire undercoat comes out in clumps big enough to assemble a second Pomsky. The first time it happens, you'll think your dog is molting into a new species. Hair ends up everywhere. On your couch, in your food, inside closed drawers, and somehow inside your phone case. You'll start to wonder if your Pomsky is secretly manufacturing more fur than its body can hold. One Pomsky owner chimed in saying, "I thought I was buying a dog, but it turns out I bought a very enthusiastic, self-propelled tumbleweed generator. My Roomba has separation anxiety now." That said, daily brushing isn't optional. Skip a day and you'll be wearing your Pomsky to work. A solid de-shedding rake and a high-powered vacuum are your best defenses. In the end, that endless fluff is just how a Pomsky says, "I was here." Number 3. They have the Husky howl in a Pomeranian package. You'd think a dog that fits in your arms wouldn't sound like a full-grown wolf, but the Pomsky never got the memo. Somehow, this tiny fluffball manages to combine the Husky's mournful, earth-shaking howl with the Pomeranian's sharp, bossy yaps. And the result is pure chaos and surround sound. It's barking, whining, yodeling, and somehow commentary, all packed into one determined fur missile. If you sneeze, drop your keys, or dare to walk past the door without them, you're getting a full performance. In fact, a Pomsky owner explained, "My Pomsky doesn't bark. He performs a dramatic, full-throated aria about existential dread of an empty food bowl. My neighbors think I'm running a small, very loud wolf sanctuary." Pomskys are vocal because it's hardwired into their DNA. The Husky side howled to communicate across miles of snow. And your Pomsky believes that same level of communication is required when you go to the bathroom without them. Early training helps, but complete silence? That's wishful thinking. You can't stop this song. You just learn to live with the soundtrack. Number 4. They have a big, picky eater problem. Put down a bowl of food for a Pomsky and watch the world's smallest food critic clock in for work. You'll quickly learn that this breed treats food like a fine dining experience, not fuel. They sniff, analyze, maybe nibble a piece, then wander off like a disappointed food critic. An hour later, they'll return for a second opinion. It's maddeningly polite, but mostly just maddening. Many owners cycle through brand after brand, adding toppers like ground beef, salmon oil, or fresh food in hopes of finding the one. In fact, one frustrated owner said, "I'm on my 4th type of food. He refuses any dry food at this point. So we're on Ollie Pet Fresh Food, which has 3 flavors, but he still sometimes rejects it. So picky." And don't think treats are safe either. Pomskys have a short attention span for flavor. Processed snacks lose their appeal fast, while freeze-dried liver or fresh meat get Michelin star approval. You're not feeding a dog, you're catering to a furry part-time restaurant critic. Number 5. These tiny terrors have a surprisingly high prey drive. That cute, fox-faced fluff ball trotting beside you? Underneath the curls lives a tiny hunter with tunnel vision and turbo mode. The Pomsky may look like a toy, but it inherits the Husky's primal drive to chase. And in a smaller, faster body, that instinct is even harder to contain. Anything that moves quickly, a squirrel, a bird, a leaf with too much confidence, can flip the switch. And once it's on, there's no calling them back. One owner hilariously shared, "My boy caught a crow once. A crow. I don't know who was more astounded, me or the crow. The crow lived and still flies over every now and then, and I can tell it's that crow by its croaky call." With a Pomsky, you absolutely need a strong recall command. But when that prey drive kicks in, your voice won't compete with evolution. Best fix isn't punishment, it's redirection. Channel that intensity into fetch, chase toys, or lure coursing. A Pomsky doesn't lose the hunt, it just needs a safer battlefield. Number 6. Training is going to feel like a negotiation with these stubborn dogs. Ask a Pomsky to sit, and you'll watch them pause, think about it, then decide whether you're worth the effort. That's the Pomsky mindset in a nutshell. These dogs are smart enough to understand every command you give, but independent enough to question why they should bother. That's the perfect storm of Husky stubbornness and Pomeranian attitude, wrapped in fur and powered by confidence. In fact, one owner told us, "He knows sit, stay, and come. He just chooses to believe those commands are merely suggestions, and only when the suggestion involves cheese." You'll need patience, consistency, and a solid game plan. Pomskys respond to fairness and fun, not force. Shouting or punishment gets you nowhere. They'll just check out entirely. Positive reinforcement, short sessions, and high-value rewards are the key to keeping their interest. You don't train a Pomsky so much as persuade one. It's a long game of mutual respect where you slowly realize you're not the leader, you're just middle management with treats. Number 7. They can struggle with bad separation anxiety. There's attachment, and then there's Pomsky attachment. Leave the room for 30 seconds, and you'll hear the tiny footsteps of panic following right behind you. But keep in mind, that behavior comes straight from their genetics. The Husky side craves a pack, the Pomeranian side craves attention, and together they create a dog that simply can't handle solitude. When left alone, a Pomsky's anxiety goes from mild concern to full-scale meltdown, chewing trim off walls, pacing grooves into the carpet, and howling like they're auditioning for a Husky choir. One Pomsky owner said, "I tried to leave him alone with a Kong filled with peanut butter. I came back to a perfectly clean Kong and a hole in the drywall that perfectly matched the shape of his head." This is not the breed for 9 to 5 absences. Crate training can help, but only if the crate feels safe, never punitive. The trick is calm practice. Short departures, quiet returns, no drama. Over time, they'll learn that you do come back. Until then, expect a Pomsky who believes your absence is a personal betrayal and intends to file a very loud complaint. Number 8. The Pomsky's energy paradox. One moment, they're doing laps around the house. The next, they've collapsed in a heap like someone unplugged them mid-sprint. Pomskys live in a strange energy limbo. Too intense to lounge around, yet not built for marathon endurance. They've got Husky-level drive, packed into a smaller, hotter-running body, which means bursts of explosive activity followed by dramatic naps. They need real playtime, sprinting, chasing, problem-solving. But push too hard, and they'll burn out fast. In fact, a Pomsky owner explained, "He has the energy of a toddler on espresso, but the stamina of a 90-year-old man who just ran a marathon. It's a 15-minute burst of absolute destruction followed by a 3-hour nap." Exercise isn't optional. It just has to be smart. Short, high-energy sessions mixed with brain games work best. Puzzle toys, obedience drills, and agility work keep them sharp and satisfied. Skip that mental outlet, and your Pomsky will find their own way to stay entertained. especially at the expense of your furniture. Number 9. The dental dilemma of a Pomsky. Of all the things people warn new Pomsky owners about, the teeth rarely make the list, and that's a mistake. If your Pomsky takes after the Pomeranian side, you're dealing with a tiny mouth packed with too many teeth and not enough space. That crowding traps food and bacteria, which quickly turns into plaque, infection, and gum disease. Pomeranians are infamous for early tooth loss, and the Pomsky often inherits that same dental disaster waiting to happen. One owner said, "The vet told me his teeth looked like a tiny, adorable game of Tetris gone wrong. Now I brush his teeth more often than I brush my own." This isn't just about bad breath. Untreated dental issues can lead to pain, infections, and even heart problems. The only real fix is prevention, daily brushing with dog-safe toothpaste, and regular professional cleanings. Skip it, and those little teeth will start falling out one by one, along with your savings. When it comes to Pomskys, dental care isn't grooming, it's maintenance for survival. Hey, if you enjoyed this, you'll probably love this video here. And if you hit subscribe, I'll donate a meal to a rescue dog on your behalf.